Well, hi. Today is Friday, July 11th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. A great time at the farmer's market last night in Council Bluffs, although I could have done with a little less humidity. It was a bit stifling. The vendor spaces were a little bit lighter, too, because a lot of folks were scared off by the weather. They were a little bit nervous about coming out, and as it turned out, nope, the weather held off and we were all fine through the whole farmer's market and talked with many of the different vendors. They did pretty well. I picked up some stuff and brought it home, got some farm fresh eggs and some of that hand-milled bread products from Jody's Natural Kitchen, one of my favorite vendors that are out there, and also met some new friends. So it was a great night last night at the Council Bluffs Farmers Market. Next week, well, actually, it's closer to a couple of weeks away yet. It is going to be Westfair 2025. And starting things off on July 24th will be a free concert. And among those playing will be our friend Dan Olsen with the band Sack of Lions. And we decided that we should get him back on the show. So that is today's interview. I think you're going to enjoy it. Technology should work for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. AIM Institute brings you Southwest Iowa Free Technical Training, or SWIFT, providing accelerated training for Iowans interested in a career in technology. The program is fully funded by the Charles E. Lakin Foundation, and what that means is you can register at no cost. Trainings are facilitated by AIM Institute instructors taught both online and in person. Visit aiminstitute.org to learn more about the next classes coming up. Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and you may also be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. Service Master Restore by Schmader will restore your space by offering quality commercial and residential restoration services in Council Bluffs and the surrounding area. That's Service Master Restore by Schmader. As we had mentioned yesterday, the Westfair is coming up in, well, just another week and a half or so. And Dan Olsen of Sack of Lions is going to be performing. Who else to get more about that show than to talk to the man himself, one of my favorite humans in town. Thank you so much for jumping on here again.
I never say no to you, sir. Now, you're one of my favorite humans around here, too. I appreciate you having me on. I'm a big fan of the show, always listening to you. So anytime I can chat with you, you know, outside of this or on here, it's always great.
Grateful. Yeah. Grateful. And this is now the second year in a row that you're playing at Westfair. Is that right?
Yeah. Last year, we were doing it was the same thing, like the Thursday to start off Westfair. And we're supposed to play with Michael Ray, and then some things came up. And then so we're like, well, we'll just do it by ourselves then. But then we brought in, they brought in Wreck Becky, cover band from around here. Super good dudes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hot, but man, that was some of the coldest beer I've ever drank in my life. I mean, the folks out at Westfair, I know my friend Allie and all the girls that were working that night, it was seriously the coldest Busch Light cans I've ever had. So I expect a repeat performance this year. So this is on you, Allie, if you're watching this. Ice cold beer.
Ice cold beer. Well, you almost have to be. They do a really good job at Westfair of because it always seems to be crazy hot every year. And they make sure that, 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago that I was out there, they had a big vat full of ice water for all of the 4-H kids.
Yeah.
Because it was just so brutal. All those animals just had to be really struggling because it's not like those buildings are air conditioned out there.
No. My nephew Tucker, he shows cattle out there for Westfair, and I remember the first year he did it, I went out to watch him show, and like in those barns, and there's no air, and it was just miserable. But got to support the family, so he'll be out there again this year. I think he's showing like 5 cows this year.
Wow,
he's the hardest working kid I've ever met in my life. So I'm also going to have him running security out there. So be on your P's and Q's. My nephew will be running around. So be careful.
Well, I can also say this. I've been around 4-H kids for a long time. I didn't grow up on a farm, so, that was never part of my world, but I had a lot of friends that were.
Sure.
I can't think of a single kid that's gone through 4-H and has gone through doing those kind of things at fairs that it just didn't turn out to be a great adult.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful program.
for sure. I mean, I grew up on a farm, but I was never into 4-H. I mean, we had, cows and pigs and horses and all the everything out of the old McDonald's song. But just watching my nephew grow up and the way that his work ethic is. I mean, my brother has a construction company and he runs whenever he's not at school or at weights, he's running a Caterpillar or he's working with his cows or doing something, or he's a district FFA officer. I mean, like these kids that come through that pipeline like that, these farm kids, they're just such incredible kids. And like, I'm so proud of my nephew and everything that he's accomplishing and helping other kids like that. So just being a part of this fair and seeing that generation of, future farmers and stuff like that is really cool to be a part of.
Probably wasn't much of a question, or didn't have to think a long time when they called and said, "Hey, do you want to come back?"
No, no, especially, Allie and Brandon and the people that are running it out there. I mean, that's the easiest show we'll book is just a text from them is like, hey, do you want to do it? And 100%, let's do it. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. It's really cool just because my family will be out there because like they camp the whole week of 4-H
Mm-hmm.
out there. So to see my niece and nephew and brother and sister-in-law and like everybody that comes to the show and a bunch of friends from, I grew up in Neola. So there's a lot of people from out there that'll be there. So it's really like a hometown homecoming show. So it's the easiest show we'll ever say yes to.
So, what can we expect at this show? What are we going to see?
Oh man, you're gonna see some new stuff.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
yeah. So we'll obviously play the stuff that people know, but we got a new guitar player in the band. He's my cousin, and it's been such a crazy journey to have him in the band. It's like we really haven't talked about this a lot, but I had talked to him a while back about, joining the band just as another guitar player. And about that time, he found out that he had cancer and he was going to be doing some inpatient chemo for a long time. And it wasn't the greatest prognosis, but he pulled through it. He's cancer free and he's jamming with us now. And it's kind of inspired me to write a lot more new music. I mean, I think I've written about 15 songs in the last 2 months.
Wow.
And it's all like stuff I'm super, super excited to get out. So we'll be playing some new stuff. And again, it's just such a beautiful night out there. It's the nicest, most down to earth people in the crowd, small town farm folks. And we also have a lot of people from Omaha that come over and they just all blend in perfectly. And it's at night, it's under the stars, you're having cold drinks and it's free too. So you can't beat that.
Yeah, that's true. There's free admission into the fair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
other than paying for your beer and paying for something to eat,
Yeah.
this is going to be a fairly economical evening.
Yeah, and it's pretty cheap beer too. So I mean, it kicks off the fair, and they'll have like, and it's all ages too, and they'll have like the midway and stuff going. So if you wanted to bring the kids out, we'll be very as PG-13 as I can get. But I promise, if I see children around, I use my church voice. But no, it'll be an amazing night. Last year was so much fun, and this year is not going to be any different. We have Dylan Bloom joining us this year. I don't know. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. He's from Nebraska. Incredible singer songwriter. The last time he played with him, he had a bunch of guys out of Nashville playing with him. I mean, it'll be a great night. And then we got my good friend Ryan Osbar from Pony Creek. He's opening the show. He also plays in Fountains of Dane. They're really blowing up around town here, doing covers and stuff. So, I mean, it'll be an amazing night of music. Cool people. Like I'm so looking forward to this show. I really cannot wait.
I'm looking forward to it too. I'm going to get it on my calendar and make it out there to take some of it in. We didn't talk about this before, but I know typically every year you make a trip across the ocean. Did you do that again this year?
No.
Okay.
No. So I've had a lot of stuff going on, and we've been working with the band, and then my other stuff, and I was making a ton of shoes for people, and I kind of just we were going so hard for so long of playing and going to Europe twice a year, and I mean I love everybody over there, but we'll be back next year in May we'll be back going over. So this year, kind of just taking it off, and wasn't really focused a ton on touring and stuff like that. But now that I've kind of got recharged and got some new songs that I really can't wait for people to hear, that is really, really, I mean, obviously, I'm going to say it's good. And I usually hate all my stuff, so it must be good. So I'm really excited for like the next year of music for myself and for the Lions. So but yeah, no, I still talk to all those guys over there, and I get messages, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And Macomb's been over there quite a few times, and but it just hasn't worked out for me. But next year will be a whole different year. We'll have new music, new tours, go overseas again. Just kind of really getting everything in place, and I'm like I said, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we've you and I have talked before about trying to do some kind of music festival around here with
Yeah,
because there's so many talented musicians
right.
that we have in this area, and people in that are going out and seeing the shows, they know about it, but
Oh yeah.
I think it's still flying under the radar a little bit.
It really is. There's a lot of just incredible musicians and songwriters around the Omaha Council Bluffs music scene that, I mean, I don't know, it's just been so hard, I think, for original music, just because there's just a overabundance of tribute acts and cover bands and stuff like that, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, like, I'm all for it. Go out and play music, get people out to shows. I mean, I play a ton of shows with the Pork Tornadoes, and they are just a cover band, but those guys are massively huge now. I mean, they're selling 6,000 tickets across Iowa. Like, so it's nothing against anybody who wants to play covers. It's just I think it is so hard for original artists now uh, to get people to come out because they don't know what they're going to hear, and that's what I love seeing. I think that's the beauty of music. Like, I love all the cover bands and tribute bands, but seeing someone play an original song that they wrote about something they went through for the first time is one of the most beautiful experiences. And I think a lot of people are missing out on that by not checking out people like that. And they're also like super cheap shows. I mean, you can go over the Reverb on any night of the week and spend like $7 and see a touring artist with a local opener, and it's all original music. So that's another thing that I hope people start. I mean, they have done great, but like really supporting these venues around town that are still doing original music, because that's so important. Like Bucks, I mean, like Bucks out in Venice, he's been like the curator for, you know, underground independent music for years now. And another one is Omaha Buzz, Mark Manor. He writes a blog about everything that's going on during the week. It's something that you should all really follow because he finds, I mean, I didn't even know there's like 20 shows in Omaha in a night. I'm like, I thought there was like only a couple places, but Mark Manor does a great job of finding people that are independent that are coming in, or even national acts. So he does a really good job. But yeah, if there's one thing you take away from me is like keep supporting original music because you know at the end of the day, if no one's writing original music more than in 20 years, who's going to cover? What are they going to cover? You need new people writing new music so there could be new cover bands in the future.
And I think sometimes we can get our ears get kind of filled up with mud by what might be coming in over the radio and that
Sure.
popular sound, and
Yeah.
it all sounds the same.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when you go out and you see an original artist, now you're going to hear something a little bit different.
Right.
And I think I made the comment to you the last time I saw you play that you have melded some different genres together to create what I consider to be a new sound, and I think it's
Oh,
really cool.
thanks.
And I've gotten more into listening to I don't know what they call that Americana sound,
Yeah.
or the uh, what was that, Bushland Radio, I think is what Amazon had it
Sure.
called,
Yeah.
of different stuff. But
Right.
there's so many cool things, and it's starting, I believe, to get more popular. But I
Yeah.
haven't heard on the radio side of it. I haven't really
No.
heard too much of it get out there. I'm thinking like the Red Clay Strays who are coming to town,
Yeah.
hugely
Incredible.
popular and hugely talented.
Yeah.
They're starting to get a little more mainstream, but
Yeah.
still, it's not
No,
that
that
pop
band.
sound.
That's what's crazy is like that we've been so lucky to open up with for a lot of, up and coming bands. And we played with those guys probably 6 years ago. And they were
Really?
they were at I think it was the Bourbon Theater in Lincoln, and they were so nice and like just so cool. And then we watched them play, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are unbelievable. And that was, and with anything, you get better and better. But like this was 5, 6 years ago, and they blew me away. Same thing with, which I'm so glad they're getting their credit now. Same thing with 49 Winchester, is this band that like nobody really knew. And we opened for them at the Reverb, and I think they sold like 35 tickets to it.
Hmm.
And I always say this. I'm like, hey, if you see us opening for somebody, like come to the show. I don't care if you even like us, but whoever we're playing with is usually like on the cusp, which makes me feel bad. It's like, oh my God, we played with all these guys are on the cusp and they all went
Right.
there and I'm still here. But anyway, but we played with them and I was like, oh my God, everybody has to hear them. 3 months later, they're opening all of Luke Combs's tour. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, when I say that, like, if I'm saying like, hey, you should come see these guys because you'll never be able to see them in a room like this again, which is true. You'll never see 49 Winchester at the Reverb again. The next time you'll see them will be at like the Astro or CenturyLink or something like that. So
Aren't they playing the Astro? Did I see that they are? I thought that
maybe they are. Yeah.
I think I can't say 100% for certain, but
Yeah.
I just was looking at some of the shows that were there, and I was like, man, this is like really
Yeah.
incredible.
The Astros doing a great job. Well,
Yeah.
1%, like Jim and Mark have always done a great job about, you know, bringing in acts that you need to hear. That's what I've always loved about working with Jim and Mark at 1% is, I'll get a text of, hey, do you want to open for these guys? I'm like, who are they? And he's like, trust me. Then we'll go play with them. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's what is so great about Omaha, Council Bluffs, is there's so many great assets with, everybody over at Slowdown, you know, they bring in so many great people. And then you have another company at 1% that is bringing in all these people to, Astro, Bourbon, Waiting Room, Reverb. So you have two of, and then you have, like, was it Fleet Concerts out of Des Moines? So there's so many great booking talents right in this little heart. Is so fortunate. I think people take it for granted way too much about the amount of talent that these people are bringing into this area. And it's fascinating.
You'd mentioned the tribute bands and things like that. It reminded me of a conversation I had online. A buddy of mine is a musician down in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and he made some comment about, "Hey, we got enough tribute bands. Let's hear what you got. Put out some original music."
Right.
And there was somebody that was playing in a Fleetwood Mac tribute band that really took exception to it. So now they're going back and forth.
Really?
And I thought, me in my radio knowledge, I'll just chime in here and make a fool of myself. And I did. And I said, look, I'm not a musician, but I do play it on the radio. And he thought I meant that I turned the radio on and listened to it.
Mm.
And I said, no, it's not exactly that. I actually decide what's going to be played and what's not going to be played. And I can tell you that I have never heard a tribute band on the radio.
That is true.
So
That is true. And that's the thing. So like, I don't care about any of it. It's such like for years, it was such a taboo thing to talk about. Like, are you an original artist or are you a cover artist? Because cover artists aren't musicians. Well, I think that is complete BS because I've seen some tribute acts. I mean, going like the Pork Tornadoes, like they're one of the best live shows you'll ever see. And, I'm really good friends with those guys and, talking to like Mason, and he's like, I don't want to write original music.
mhm.
And that's good. Like we need those people, and they are so good at what they do. And a lot of these tribute acts, I mean, that's what McComb's doing now, as has the what's it called, the Honky Tonk Circus, where he's doing only 90s country, which is fantastic. I mean, who doesn't love 90s country music?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so I mean, it's becoming more normalized to be in tribute bands and cover bands, which is totally fine. Like these people are making money playing music. They're not making money digging ditches. Like they're doing something they love, and I respect the heck out of them. It's just something that I can never get into. Like I don't even remember the words to some of my songs, let alone cover songs. So, but I love messing around with covers, like at home, and I put them up on my Instagram. Like I'll do fun like covers of like taking a song and putting it on piano, and that's fun. It's just I've done those cover shows. Like I've done the casino shows where you play a 4-hour set, and it's just like the most soul sucking night of my life. But there's people that love it, and I'm all for it, and I will support them till the day I die. It's just it's just not my thing, and I hope that at some point we see a lot more original artists, playing shows, because we can both coexist. You can still have the cover shows, but you can still have these people writing music. And that's one thing I'm scared of for the future for kids, of like, if they see that it's easy to cash in on this other thing, that maybe originals will go away. But I don't know.
Well, when it comes to
I'm not going to save music, buddy.
When it comes to tribute bands, people want to hear it as accurately as possible.
Right.
Whereas if it's just a straight cover,
Right.
you can put your own spin on it a little bit and kind of personalize it for yourself. A few years ago, I saw, believe it or not, a Loverboy tribute band down in Missouri, and they were good.
Yeah.
They really sounded good, and they were playing some stuff that I hadn't heard in a really long time, and I enjoyed that show. So yeah, I think that there's a place for it. But
that's a reach for. I mean, all I know is everybody's working for The Weeknd. Like, that's not it. Does Loverboy have that deep of a catalog?
Yeah, they've got quite a few hits.
It's not my typical genre. I'm more of a Billy Ocean guy.
Oh, yeah. Caribbean Queen.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's
Exactly.
Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. That's one of Billy Ocean's too. Yeah. I've used to play AC back when I was in early radio. So all of that stuff was getting played. All right. So the show coming up Thursday, the 24th. Do you have a time you're taking the stage? Do you know when that's happening?
The doors are open at 5. Then Ryan will play at 6, and we'll be on at 7. And Dylan Bloom will be on about 8:45 or so. We're doing about a 90-minute set, so we're gonna have some surprises in there for you too. So
very cool.
I'm gonna play some of the cuts I wrote, for Macomb, and then we'll do some of the new stuff, some of the old stuff. It'll be awesome. I can't wait to see everybody there. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yep, and go out, get some good fair food.
Yeah,
drink some cold beer.
Corn dog and a Busch Light, and let's rip, baby.
Dan Olsen, Sack of Lions. Grateful for you always, sir. It's wonderful to talk to you, and looking forward to the next time.
Heck yeah, sir. Take care.
It's going to be a fun show coming up July 24th at Westfair. Hope to see you there. And I'm telling you, Sack of Lions they just really do a great job on stage. So, and I'd encourage you, if you haven't seen them yet, please get on out there and take a look. Since 1870, Avela Bank has been providing Iowans with high-quality financial products and services to fit their needs. Whether you need a loan, would like to start a new business account, need to save money for a trip, or are looking to open a new personal checking account, Avela's qualified bankers can help you with all of that and more. Visit avela.bank to learn more. And if you're feeling stuck in uncertainty, conflict, or miscommunication, The Spiral of Accountability by local Council Bluffs author Carol Horner is your guide to breaking free from the fog that clouds decision-making and relationships. Learn how to recognize negative cycles, shift your mindset, and build a culture of clarity and collaboration at home, at work, and in life. So when you are ready to spiral up, get your copy at Amazon, or even better, go to her website, spiralofaccountability.com. Start your journey to a healthier, more productive team. We have made it to the end of the week. I hope that you have a great weekend planned. I know I do. Time to get some camping in at one of the great parks that we have around the county. I'll tell you where I was coming up on Monday's show. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning.